National Assembly, where the 10th House of Representatives has inaugurated its Special Committee on Constitution Review to begin the 6th alteration to the document. The committee says its mandate is to come up with amendments that satisfy the wishes and aspirations of the people. National Assembly correspondent Joki Adisa reports.
Since 2010, every National Assembly has had to amend the Constitution as a ground norm for the nation's operations. Lawmakers believe landmark legislations have been made since then as Nigerians crave for a more people-friendly constitution. Some of these landmark legislations include financial independence of the National Assembly, financial autonomy for state houses of assembly and the judiciary.
We cannot have a situation where we have just about 16 or 13 women in the House of Representatives and only 4 senators. This is not speaking well of Nigeria.
The 10th House of Representatives formally inaugurates its committee for the review of the Constitution as it engages with the citizens.
All members of the review committee to please rise for the inauguration.
Deputy Speaker and Chairman of the Special Committee says 44 bills are in the committee's kitty for deliberations. Bills on devolution of power, gender mainstreaming, state police, local government autonomy, and return to parliamentary system of government are some of them.
The Constitution Review Committee of the 10th National Assembly stands ready to embrace the challenges and the opportunities that lie ahead, leveraging the power of technology, social media, and inclusive engagement. We will ensure that every voice is heard.
While some citizens argue that the document should be entirely discarded, it is important to remember that democratic consolidation can only be incremental and gradual.
The amendments we are set to deliberate upon carry the potential to shape our country's future.
From the state houses of assembly come words of support, particularly as it relates to bills on the nation's security.
I support a system of government in which several states unite under a central authority, but in which the states are empowered to address their own challenges and also be able to navigate its own destiny.
In the face of numerous challenges, this exercise marks the beginning of another round of efforts to further strengthen the foundations of the nation's democracy. The legislators are hopeful of getting active citizens' participation in order for Nigeria to have a truly people-oriented constitution. TVC News, Abuja.
For more on the Constitution Review Committee, the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, joins me on the news. Thank you for joining us on the news at 10.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, this is the 6th alteration to the 1999 Constitution, and we know that the strongest and most talked about is the state police. Is the course getting clearer that Nigeria is actually ready for state police?
Yeah, the most talked about is state police. In fact, it's about devolution of power from the center. I think Nigerians are getting tired of having a strong center and weak regional governments, you know, like the subnationals. And what Nigerians are asking for is let's unbundle the exclusive list and have more on the concurrent list than we have it. We started the exercise from last alteration exercise of the 5th alteration effort that we made, and now the 6th one is continuing from where we stopped. And state police happen to be one of the ways we want to add value to the security issues that we have faced day in, day out in Nigeria. And we know the proposals of this particular amendment to the Constitution have considered legislative intervention as one of the strategies to make impact, to add value to what Nigerians have been yearning for, better security. So it's occupying the front burner, I must say. And are we ready for it? We will find out by the time we engage more with the public, who through civic engagement will open up to us what structures will make sense. The fear has always been it will become a monster in the hands of the state governors. Are there ways to go around that to make sure that it's a win-win for everyone? Is there a way to go around it and make sure that beyond politics, that the essence of protecting lives and properties takes, the priority stage? The answer is yet. Yes, and that is what our committee is interested in finding out through the stakeholders and experts in the field.
Well, just as you mentioned, the state police is a product of the 9th Assembly, but we know that it did not scale through. What measures have you put in place this time to ensure it succeeds?
The body language of the executive is to this effect that we need an alternative approach to the way we have solved our insecurity problems. And if you watch the president, he's leaning towards that. The executives, the governors during their last meeting, they are leaning towards that. And in making these laws, you need the buy-in of all the stakeholders, on your stakeholders, administration or engagement leads. And if they are leaning towards that, it makes the job easier because, most of these reviews, they get truncated at the houses of assembly through the intervention of various state governors has been alleged. So if that is where they are feeling, and the public also, they are saying, we need better policing, that 400,000 is not enough, that one single layer policing is not doing it. And that is why when you go to Lagos, for example, you are seeing Amotekun is there, you are seeing Last Man is there, you are seeing neighborhood policing is there. You go to Ebonyi, you are seeing Ebubago is there. You go to the north, you see vigilante groups, popping up every day. All point to the fact that there is a gap. And this gap can only be filled through legislative intervention, and our agronom, which is the cornerstone of legislation in Nigeria, is where we are looking at. How do we streamline all this and make sure that we have a regulation, we have a legal framework that will put all this together to make sure that we meet up with the expectation of the global best practices in policing a state.
All right, and you have set a target of 24 months. Why that period of time, considering it to be, just toward the end of this assembly when it will be an election year?
Why we are considering 24 months is that this is not aeronautic science. It's something that we have done time and again for five times, and this 6th time there must be innovation that goes against the usual tradition of doing it the way we've always done it. So we are bringing digitization into it. We are making sure that the engagement element preached by democracy, which is supposed to be one of those tools adopted in the process of reviewing a constitution, so that the preamble of the constitution that says we, the people of Nigeria, will be made, a reality, will be felt by the people. So we are adopting, information technology in our process of engagement. And that is why we have set up a roadmap that we are sure of, with the participation of Nigerians, the way they have shown interest, which we kickstarted today. In fact, if you were in the hall today, you see the robust debate that we match with our inauguration. We didn't just want to do the inauguration and go home. We did inauguration and we started kicking the ball immediately by making sure that stakeholders engage to deliberate on some of the topical issues bordering on the constitutional review. Having done that, repertoires were there today to get feedback, take home from that conversation. We are taking it up. From today, call for memorandum is already out. From tomorrow, you begin to see it on various newspapers, asking the public to bring in those things you think that we need to look at in reviewing the Constitution. So we have put a timeline, and that timeline involves visiting all the local government, all the states, to make sure that we harvest the opinion of the people. We have also put a system that will allow us to have what we call town hall meetings, both at the local government level and also using a new innovation that we just brought out, which is electronic town hall meeting, where we can engage with greater number of people using the platform of ICT to achieve. And let me also mention this, that we have for the first time now created a website. It's known as www.hccr.gov.ng. It has never happened before. This website will allow Nigerians interact with the members of the committee on a day-to-day basis. And the response time is about 24 hours. So you send in your message, you upload your document, and we'll be at the other end responding to you. This is to show time effectiveness is applied in the course of doing this, and to make sure that we reach out to greater number of Nigerians.
All right,
so we will make it that 24 months. And remember, one of the most important things, what we want to make it as quickly as possible is the president will have enough time to look at this before assenting to them. Because if it is too drawn close to the election period, everything will be seen from the perspective of politicians and political analysis of what ordinarily is supposed to be an unbiased approach to constitution review. So the earlier we get it done with, the better. Public
definitely look forward to what the committee will be coming up with in the days ahead, and especially engaging with you using that website. Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, thank you for talking to us on TVC News at 10.
Thank you very much for having me.